Okay. Hey everyone. Okay, so I was kind of exploring how Christianity intersects with Hinduism. After in NDE, so it was just a focus of study. Cause I had a vision. I'm explaining this to one of my mystery spirits. So I had a vision where I was laid out, and when you feel like you're to the point of death, but you're not really to the point of death, and it was so strange. But that's where I was mentally, and so it was very cool. But I saw Shiva. Now Shiva represents death and restoration. And he had a scroll in heaven with the Father, and he was given power to roll up the scrolls of existence. And it was very intense. It was a very intense day. Um, I was like, well, how does that connect to Christianity? Because I'm Christian, and I felt like the whole world and universe was going to get rolled up. You see, and Shiva represents death and restoration. And in the Hebrew faith, they have something called the Shiva. So I was like, this connects somehow. And so I was like, what is the Shiva? Well, the Shiva is the 7-day period of rest after a death. Um, so yeah, so it represents the person's death and then their restoration project. And in Catholicism, all of them, like not just Roman but Orthodox and Easter or Orthodox and Lutheran and Episcopal, they have some. And also in the Messianic faith, they have something called it's like a 12-day or 12 months. They get a 12-month mourning period where they believe the soul is still trying to pass into heaven, and so they call it purgatory. But it's basically, and one side of the faith they compare it to fire, and the other side of the faith, I think it's more like therapy. Like they're going through their forgiveness. Like I need to work. The families are working out their emotions, and their spirit is one with them, while they are working out those emotions, those hard feelings of forgiveness, so that they can pass into the higher light. So and yeah, in a way, it's kind of like a fire, because they're going through a cleansing while they're working through those areas of forgiveness. Um, so I thought that was really interesting, and I wanted to say, like, since I'm not Hindu, I'm Christian. I was trying to compare Gnostic Christianity to Hindu. So yeah, so I learned really cool that the idea of the Shiva is a very big part of the resurrection. Um and so, which we were witnessing. um Wait. I learned that the Brahman is not the Trinity. They have a Trimaturi, but it's not the Trinity. But, and that's where I was at, and I know this thing is messing. Okay, so I was watching the Deliverance Ministries and stuff like that. Now, the Deliverance Ministries is very interesting. Now they will tell you the Trinity is not the Trinity, and I started meditating on it, and I was like, well, they're right. Okay, so basically, it would be the highest Father of all existences, then Yeshua, who would represent Krishna, and then their spirit being poured out. That's the Trinity. But then they have Brahma and Shiva. Well, Brahma, I think, represents the law, which was circumcised. He had his head cut off by the Shiva, which was the death and resurrection. You see? So I was just wanting to share that with you guys. So I noticed that that goes together, and I wanted to just share that with you guys. But I had this, okay, so they always bless the Brahman, and they pay tribute to Brahma and Shiva. Well, we don't know Brahma and Shiva. That's how we teach in Christianity. We don't know those gods. So what we would do instead is we would Baruch Hashem, Hashemin, and why not, instead of the Trimaturi, that being the Trimaturi, that just represent anyone our highest Father wants to bless. That's any being he created, any angel, any saint. So we just say, I Baruch the Hashemin, meaning the whole, the all. And so it's kind of like the one, the one uses the name Yah too, because through Yeshua, because the one is named Yeshua, Yahushua, you see, through his son. So the name Yah doesn't go away. The name Yod He Vav He doesn't go away, but you could still use the name Monad, and so it's Monad Yahushua Elohim, the one God of love, who is all salvation, our supreme deity, or he who is all love, our supreme deity, he who is all love and salvation, our supreme deity. That's the name Yahushua, the one and the oneness, the omni. And so that is kind of how I was bringing that all together. So I just wanted to change, I guess, what my little creative work on the Hashemin idea. So that way, if there are, and I think Judaism used to be taught that way too. They were like, there's only one God of love, the highest God of love of all existences. And so yeah, and then because it used to be multi gods even then, but they said, no, we're going to go to the highest God of love, and if there are any other gods, if there are any other gods, they will get blessed when we bless the highest God. So that is kind of how that wraps up. So I hope that is beneficial to everyone who has been watching my channel, to clear up any confusion, and I hope that builds faith. So I notice a lot of NDEs mix Hindu and Christian elements in their testimonies, so I was like, wow. So I was just trying to figure it out, I guess, in meditation, but it's hard teaching. So I hope that maybe you guys could pick up the teaching and meditate and find more answers. So thanks for listening, everyone. But they said, no, we're going to go to the highest God of love, and if there are any other gods, if there are any other gods, they will get blessed when we bless the highest God. So that is kind of how that wraps up. So I hope that is beneficial to everyone who has been watching my channel, to clear up any confusion, and I hope that builds faith. So I notice a lot of NDEs mix Hindu and Christian elements in their testimonies, so I was like, wow. So I was just trying to figure it out, I guess, in meditation, but it's hard teaching. So I hope that maybe you guys could pick up the teaching and meditate and find more answers. So thanks for listening, everyone.